You ever get tired in your life and you don't know why? You try to sleep well, try to eat well, you maybe even move your body the recommended amount of time, but you're so tired? Well, my friends, this is the universe telling you that you deserve to look at one of the 3 most commonly overlooked areas of our lives that deserve to be detoxed as we go through our spiritual awakening. Hi, my name is Bethel, and I love to give practical tips to assist those going through a spiritual awakening. As the season turns and changes, I usually get a huge desire in my life to do a physical detox. My favorite go-to one is a juice detox where for 3 days I drink nothing but juice in a prescribed healthy manner to help flush my system and prepare it for the next season. And I'm currently going through one of those processes as I make this video. And I was thinking, I wonder about the other areas of my life that may deserve to be detoxed. There are 3 areas in our life that are commonly overlooked that deserve frequent detoxification, because these areas I'm going to speak about in a minute have a tendency to drain your energy more than if you were to go eat a candy bar or stay up a little bit too late. Because we're subconsciously playing a game with one of these areas that we don't even realize we're doing and can be incredibly draining on our systems. The first one, my friends, is toxic relationships. How do you know if you're in a toxic relationship? Well, do you like being around that person? When you're with them, do you feel complete joy? Or do you catch yourself having to be careful what you say, careful what you do? Or do you find yourself feeling like you might be controlled by them? There is someone in my life who has this way of manipulating the situations to create his desire. The other day, we were all trying to talk about where we were going to go to eat for dinner, and my youngest was begging for her favorite tacos. And this particular person hates tacos. And so all of a sudden, this person started saying things about how great pasta would be and trying to convince my youngest child that tacos wasn't what she really wanted, that to be happy she needed pasta. Do you have someone like this in your life that maybe you don't even realize they're manipulating you? How about someone that puts you down if you don't do it their way? Or the people that tell you you're wrong and they're right? If you take a look at all these different relationships in your life, you will see that there are some that don't bring you joy, that create a sadness, maybe even a little bit of fear to be around. When you think about having to be with this person, is it yay or is it a, oh, goodness? Pay attention to those when you start hanging around people. I get that that's extreme opposites, yay and oh goodness. There might be people more in the middle. And as you detox your life of these relationships, you're going to become acutely more aware of those that are maybe more in the middle, but still drain you. There is one type of person that is incredibly draining that most people don't even know are doing that to them. I like to call this person the passive-aggressive nice guy. Everybody loves this person. You go out in public and they're the life of the party. They bring joy. And when you see them, you find yourself really happy most of the time. But when they get sad, angry, annoyed, hurt, these are the people that will quietly start to hurt you back. The passive-aggressive nice guy will find a way to to hurt you in ways that mean a lot to you. So just because you may be like, yay, this person's coming along, pay attention to how a person might affect you when they are having a bad day. Got to look at both sides. And anybody that's in your life that at any time brings you an uncomfortable unhappiness, this is the sign that they may not be a person to keep in your life. I am not suggesting to go just dump everybody out of your space. Don't do that. But just start paying attention to the relationships that are. Start with the people that are on the extremes, the ones that you really know in your gut you shouldn't be around anymore. Start with those. Be aware of the ones that have high highs. How are they when they are sad, mad? Are they still pleasant to be around? And then work your way to the middle. There are some people that do not bring you joy, but there's really not much you might be able to do with. Like maybe a child. Maybe you have a teenage child, and there is that conflict of as they're trying to get older and wanting freedom from you, and as you're learning to give them that space and still keep your household, there's that conflict, right? You don't want to kick your kid out, do you? But you do get to set those boundaries on how it is going to affect you. Because there is no reason ever, unless you allow it, that a person should be toxic in your space. It's incredibly important for those that you do choose to keep in your space to set those boundaries. If you're not feeling it, maybe you're having an off day or they're having an off day. Don't be around each other. For the people that are in your household, like your children that you love dearly and you don't want out, set those boundaries. And remember that if they blow up, that is their issue. And you get to know that you are still an amazing person. You're just setting the boundaries. Cleaning up your relationships will bring a sense of freedom. You might find yourself maybe alone for a short period of time, but the space that you have created are going to allow more authentic, joyful relationships to come into your space. You're going to start seeing that the relationships that are there bring out the best in you, and you encourage the best in them. And it's no longer a needy kind of relationship, but it's a building of happiness relationship. And detox and the relationships are worth it. Another area in your life that deserves to be detoxed, at least once a year, are your things. How many of you, now let's be honest, have a junk drawer in your kitchen? Things that don't really have a home and are weird and you just kind of throw in and accumulate things over time. Now, if you're like me, that junk drawer very rarely gets opened. And it starts to just accumulate things that I don't really need. It's these things that you don't need in your life, friends, that are holding an energy, cluttering your life, and draining your energy and deserve to be released. There is wisdom behind the concept of spring cleaning. I may have just dated myself on that because I don't hear the term too often, but spring cleaning is once a year when people go through the house and they deep clean and get ready to be able to open their doors for the summertime. And this spring cleaning can happen anytime during the year. It is when you take a deep dive and you deep clean and you remove things that you have not touched or used in the last year. Holding on to possessions because you might need them one day is a sense of control that prevents energy from moving into your life. And instead of bringing you happiness, you are creating a situation to where it's holding you back. Not allowing things to move freely and when they don't serve a purpose anymore only prevents good things from coming in. What helps you to detoxify the things in your house? There are many different methods. The easiest one is look at it and go, did I use this in the last year? Does it have, if I haven't used it in the last year, but it has incredible special memories like a childhood photo album, you wouldn't want to get rid of that stuff. But let me tell you a story. I had a box from a move when I moved into my house that I had a whole bunch of cords that I had no idea where these cords went to, but I had them tied up neatly and I had put them in the box just in case I needed a cord. And I realized as I'm looking through this box that probably most of the stuff that cord went to, I had gotten rid of in the move. And it was just silly of me to hold on to this box of cords because I may or may not need it in the future. And guess what? I got rid of it. And it didn't affect me at all. I never needed a cord that was in that box that I was holding on to. And it cleaned up my garage. I got rid of something. It didn't serve me anymore. So, is there something in your house that you can, without causing you a lot of pain or struggle, maybe just declutter? Something small. That junk drawer in the kitchen. When could you go through your summer clothes now that summer is over and see which ones you probably will never wear anymore and let some of them go? My daughters laugh because in my closet I have a dress that I probably can never wear again. But I don't want to let it go because one day I might. And who knows, I might. But I'm not ready to let that one dress go. But I have no problems letting go other things in my closet. Don't let go of the things that are going to create misery for you. But are there things that you can let go of? Are there things that no longer serve you, that are adding energetic blocks to allowing energy flow, to allow you to release attachments, because it's the attachments that drain on our energy? And when we look at them, we might even feel fear that, oh my goodness, I got to hold on to this because I might have a device that will need that cord. And that fear and that extra negative energy is only holding you back. And in my story, letting it go, I never needed it. The third one is probably not as easy. Not to say that the first two are easy, but probably not as easy as the first two, because it requires us to look inside ourselves and listen to how we're talking to ourselves. Those negative self-talks, the negative image that you may hold about yourself, the limiting beliefs, the I can'ts, what if I fails? What if it doesn't work out the way I want it to or need it to or it should? All of these kind of things are probably one of the most draining things that happen in your life. Instead of you having the freedom to fly, these thoughts that are intended maybe to keep you safe are actually holding you back from being who you came to be. They're actually weighing you down and harming you. However, to overcome these negative thoughts, beliefs, judgments, it takes a lot of inner work. It takes a lot of courage to go deep and to see where the origin of these beliefs come from and release it. Easy things to do is when you catch yourself saying something negative, is to interrupt the thought. Stop yourself, maybe even say your name, and then replace it with a positive thought. Let's say I wanted to go run a marathon, And all of a sudden, these negative thoughts start coming in my head. You haven't run in years. You can't do it. Look at you. You're too old. You're too fat. You can't do it. What I would do when my brain starts going into this negative spiral is to say, Bethel, stop. And then say, what if it worked out better than you could ever imagine? What if you succeeded? Bethel, this will pass. Give it time. You can do anything. Whatever you need to do. The important thing is you have to interrupt that negative thought process. And just like a little kid, say your name and then follow it up with something positive. Because once you are out of that negative thought process, you can then take a side step over, get out of the energy, and then take a deep look at what was causing all of that. And then instead of coming from an emotional state, you can come from an enlightened, higher self kind of state. Journal, meditate, do the bigger work too. But don't ignore the little moments every day that need to be stopped. A method that I heard that has been used to help when you are aware of a negative self-thought or limiting belief is to wear a rubber band on your wrist. And every time that you have one of those, just kind of snap the rubber band. That sting of the snap will also shake you out of that downward spiral that you're in. That will allow you then to reframe the thought and assist you in making it a better, happier situation and not the toxic self-thought. Giving yourself self-love and liking yourself is not a bad thing. In fact, it is something that you deserve more of. And allowing yourself to look at your good and embracing your good and loving your good. Allowing yourself to stop talking to yourself and holding yourself back is one of the best ways you can give self-love. Then detoxifies your life of these negative self-thoughts, allowing for beautiful energy to come into your life, which won't drain you so much. So instead of being tired all the time, you now realize you're dancing through life. You now realize you look forward to life. Doing the dishes is no longer a chore, and it's a joy. That might be an extreme right now, but anything that you do has the potential to be a happy, wonderful experience for yourself. All of these things combined, detoxifying relationships, getting rid of old junk from your junk drawers, or maybe even a piece of artwork that when you look at it, instead of bringing joy, brings you sadness, and reducing to hopefully eliminating your negative self-talk. All are ways to detoxify your life and allow for happy, freedom-filling energy to fill your space. Start incorporating daily or different habits into your life to, once you have cleaned out these things, to make sure that you don't look around and realize your life has become toxic again. Don't allow people into your space that make you feel bad. The 3 strikes you're out policy maybe applies here too, because everyone has a bad day. Maybe you can be forgiving and giving someone a second chance, but it doesn't mean you have to keep letting them come into your space. When you pull in something new, what could go out? When you look at something and it no longer brings you joy, get rid of it right away. It doesn't matter the story that's attached to it. When it doesn't bring you joy anymore, it doesn't deserve to be in your space anymore. And continue to do those wonderful things like meditation, journaling, positive affirmations to remind yourself of your worth. These are different things that you can incorporate into your life, into your space, which won't drain you so much, that will allow you to be happy, that will make it easier for you to accomplish your joy. And wouldn't it be great if life was easy? Go ahead and put in the comments below different ways that you keep toxic things, people, thoughts out of your space. Write how it has helped you. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more juicy topics about how you can bring more freedom and bliss into your life. And friends, as you continue to detoxify your life, it's a continuous thing. Don't ever stop. You are worth it.